I'm telling my people and my subscribers that don't be fearful. We've been here before many times, and we could come out of it. It's a matter of things can change in a heartbeat, as we all know. And for now, we're in that contrarian mode. It feels bad, but the worse it feels, the greedier you should get in buying.
My next guest is a legend in the newsletter writing business. Greg McCoach is my guest. He is the publisher of the Mining Speculator. Greg, welcome back.
Thank you for the invite. It's great to be with you, catch up on things.
You bet. It's been forever. Greg, let's start with a general overview. In this inflationary, deflationary environment, we're seeing all of the broad markets very much deleveraging and sort of consolidating to lower levels. Are we on the brink of another resource market?
I think so. Richard Russell always spoke about this, right before the big one would happen, when precious metals really went to their true free market levels, that we'd have this kind of chaos and confusion right before that moment, where the gold bull wants to kick and snort and stomp everybody off its back as possible before it moves, right? And I think we're in that mode right now. And so I'm telling my people and my subscribers that don't be fearful. We've been here before many times, and we could come out of it. It's a matter of things can change in a heartbeat, as we all know. And for now, we're in that contrarian mode. It feels bad, but the worse it feels, the greedier you should get in buying.
Yeah, you bet. Okay, so then, in the resource market, like we saw copper spike to $5. Lithium is up over $80. I mean, the resource sector has really become a number of different sort of themed sectors. You've got the industrial applications of copper, you have the monetary applications of gold, and then you have the specialty chemical applications of lithium. Are all these sectors investment sort of targets in this coming resource boom, or are some of them going to outperform others?
Oh, definitely. I think you're going to see some outperform others. Look at uranium. I was a guy that kept saying uranium was going to rock and roll again. I started writing my U308 report around 2017. I kept saying it's coming, but it got too long in the tooth, right? And timing wise, it got old, but suddenly uranium took off. We made some money in uranium. Copper looks great. The majors need new copper deposits. They need new copper discoveries. There's a reason why the copper price is $5. It's the basic building block of society. These lithium batteries for the cars, the electric cars, there's very little other material that you can use for these things. So in my view, it is a pick and choose. But the big one, in my view, still resides with the precious metals, because the precious metals will be the biggest run. That'll be the biggest opportunity, in my view. The reason I say that is the copper, the lithium, yes, they are the building blocks, but we're in such a chaotic world right now. There's a lot of confusion out there. The big picture economics could easily get screwed up with all these different big picture things that we're seeing going on. People are getting concerned. What does this mean? I'm a geologist kind of guy trying to help people make money in the mining stocks. The big picture stuff we study this, trying to help others understand what we're dealing with. But in reality, it's a situation that we all just do the best we can, and we all have to make our choices which part of the investment sectors that we want to be involved with. In the resource space, I like precious metals the most out of all of them.
Sure. So you've got some really great track record picks under your belt, average 212% to the good over the last 5 years. Some of the winners you've had are like Nova Gold up 1,800% from your picks, Silver Standard 605, American Bonanza 1,400. What are you looking at now that has the potential to do these kinds of outsized returns?
Well, I've been doing this 21 years as a newsletter writer. For me, it's a lot about just following the people that have made us money before. Stick with the right group of people that knows how to do this. We always say in this industry that, 6% of the working geologists are responsible for 98% of the discoveries. So that means 94% of all the working geologists will work their entire careers and never get credit for a discovery that goes on to become a working mine, economic mine. So follow the people. That's the key for me. And the latest good hit that we just had was Great Bear, and that's from me following John Robbins. He's made us money before with Kaminak and K2 Gold, and so I followed him into Great Bear, and of course that was a huge discovery, and we did very well for our subscribers. So there's new technology coming into the space that I'm very excited about. I don't know if you have ever heard of this, TerraCore, the company. It's hyperspectral core imaging, and it's a technology that I think is going to have a huge impact on our industry. At this point, there's only so many of these thermal long-wave infrared cameras that are available. But what I've seen, the ones I've saw in working, it's very exciting because it takes old core that geologists looked at with the naked eye or with their magnifying glasses, and that we look for minerals, trace minerals, we look for indicator minerals that could lead us to a discovery. But this hyperspectral technology, it's based on reflectance, and it looks at the core and can tell us so many more things than what the old boys were able to determine just with their naked eyes. So it's very exciting. It's leading us to new areas to look at again, and we'll see what happens. But I think technology is going to play a big role too moving forward.
Sure. Sure. So then, looking at the bigger picture now, then with the absolute explosion in the inventory of fiat dollars in the global financial system, relative to the modest and steady increase in the global supply of gold at the rate of, we'll call it an average of 3,100 tons per year over the last 10 years. Yeah. And that might be a little generous. I mean, it seems to me that the price of gold does not reflect the value of gold just in terms of the monetary supply. Is there a big disconnect there?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Gold should be way higher than what it is right now. But of course, we're not dealing with free markets. We haven't dealt with free markets for a very long time. It's all a managed situation. That's the way I don't want to use the word manipulated, but it's very managed. And if the example of that is the big secret with the Dow, why was the Fed pumping so much money into the Dow these last 5 years? Well, the baby boomers are retiring, right? And this group of people represents 75 million Americans in the United States. And these people have been month by month pumping money right out of their paychecks into the market for their retirement accounts. Well, suddenly those baby boomers are all retiring. And instead of that money being taken out of their paychecks every month going into the stock market, it's coming out. Not only is it not going in anymore, but they're starting to take it out because they want to do things. They want to retire. They want to have a good life. So that's the big secret that a lot of people don't understand, why the Fed has been pumping hundreds of billions into the stock market every month. It's a total disconnect, right? How can the stocks keep going higher when their returns are flat, you know?
Right.
So there's a disconnect there, just like there's a disconnect in gold. But there's a coming moment where this is all going to get rectified, and I believe that's where we, as speculators, my newsletter, The Mining Speculator, and your letter, the Midas letter, that's where we shine. We point our investors to these types of situations, and all the boats can float when this kind of market changes, right? We've seen this before, James. You and I have been through this many, many times. And I'm telling people that the reason it changes is because the biggest pools of capital in the world, the funds, I know a lot of these fund managers, up to this point, they're just dipping their toe in the water. But when they come into our market, because they'll have very little choice, there's no other safe haven other than gold or precious metal mining shares, they will come into this market with a vengeance. And when they do, that's when we're going to make our moment. And,
Sure.
you know, I always say, hey, we might be making a lot of money, but what kind of world are we going to be dealing with? Where war and rumors of war, chaos, confusion, unlimited inflation are part of our everyday life now.
Yeah, that's right. So I've been, I've been in hot debate with a lot of crypto enthusiasts. And it strikes me that the next logical generation of would-be gold enthusiasts have been sort of distracted and diverted into this crypto universe. Yeah. And so it's like there's a whole bunch of this wealth that should be diverted to gold, which is another reason why the price is lower than it should be. And yet crypto has demonstrated unequivocally that these features that were represented in the original white paper published by Satoshi Nakamoto, limited debasement, absolute security, anonymity, I mean, these have all been proven to be utterly false through the experience of the last 10 years. So does crypto qualify as an alternative reserve currency in any way, shape, or form?
I don't think so. Okay, the reason being is that why we've been able to make money. I remember speaking at the Money Show up in Toronto, right when crypto first got going, and people were asking me about it. It turned out, you know, I was going up there to talk about gold and mining stocks, and people wanted to hear about crypto. And I just said, my own opinion is that the people that run this world, who I call the PTSB, the powers that shouldn't be, right? They want a very different scenario than what we, the people, want. And the crypto market, in my view, that it could never be substituted for money, because unless they own it all, they like control. They want control of the money system through the Federal Reserve and things like that. So a lot of people understand now that they do have their own digital platform that's been created. And that I think they're getting ready to roll that forward, and what we refer to now as the Great Reset. You know, the World Economic Forum, people have been promoting that now for 6-7 years. And, you know, I tell people, look, they're not saying this without any reason. This is what they want. This is their agenda. And so, you know, you go on their website, they have a big reset button, right? So the crypto, for me, I said at that May conference, I think it was years and years ago for the Money Show, I said, look, I'm invested in crypto a little bit, you know, but I only invested in some Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum. I said, most of these things are absolute garbage. They'll amount to nothing but losses. Well, that proved true. And last summer, I sold all my crypto. I got completely out of the crypto market because I told people, I think this is over. The powers that shouldn't be in this world will never allow that to become money, because they control everything money. And they have their own digital product that they'll roll out. So I think that game is over. I think Warren Buffett has spoken about that. He feels it's, you know, almost a scam, really, is from his perspective. But, you know, people have made money on it, so it's good from that perspective.
Yeah, you bet. All right, Greg. Well, that's a great contribution as usual. I really appreciate your time today. We'll have you back soon. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, James. You take care.
Bye for now.